Hi, I'm Graham Fuchs, founder and CEO at Knexus. You're about to see a short sample of Knexus Digital's content, which is helping our users achieve success in digital marketing. I hope you find it interesting.
Okay, I'm just going to show you a couple of examples of personas now. So the first thing to do is kind of just talk about what needs to go in them to make them kind of effective. First thing is kind of by bringing them to life, you need to name them, you need to give them photos, you need to enable others to walk in their shoes. So a short narrative at the start about who they are, where they come from, why they're using your products is always very good. Remember that they're a continuous reminder about what's important, so you have to make them concise as possible and take out as much of the fluff. When I create personas, I often, have to write them out first of all, and then just cut them down, and keep on reviewing them. And if there's anything, even like one word that I feel is not essential, it has to go, because it has to be concise and it has to be just a continuous reminder of what's really important. As I said, they should be short, they should focus on the most things important, and they should be used in conjunction with scenarios. So once you've kind of done your persona, you really need to visualize it for people and help people visualize the persona. So here are some examples of personas. A number of these are the summary slide I've shown at the start. So it's really good if you can, once you've done a persona, you can condense all the personas into one slide so people can see, okay, this is the slide, these are my personas, and you can quickly recall the differences between them, whether you use text or visual kind of behavioral kind of axes like has been done as kind of the bottom left one, is your decision. Here's kind of one in kind of greater detail, and there's some text that might be difficult to see on the slide, but really it involves the story, so the person's background. It can often involve a kind of key quote. It can often like in different idioms, so a name, but also a word that identifies that person and quickly allows people to understand what's unique about that persona and how he's different to other personas. And also looking at their behaviours, so this one is the office space, Wednesday online, about the gist of the knowledge he has of that area, looking at their goals, and so on. Here's an example of how you can take the persona into a user journey. So this is kind of mapping out, and this is a cross-channel, as you see with TNT, this is an example, it's not a real persona, but looking at the user path through the process and how they interact with the brand. So are they going into the shop, or what stage do they want to call the call center, and so on. Here's another storyboard. It involves, this is more comic strip format, so it's a scenario, so detailing how someone wants to interact with, I think, an internet. And this will be an accompaniment to the persona. Finally, this one for discovery. Again, looking at the path of someone, okay, they're interacting with the TV, do they want to go to their computer to kind of look up further information after watching the TV program? So really details their environment, it details their goals of what they want to do, and you don't need to go into the detail of like the work and detail of the site, like what's on the site. You really just need to map out the feeling and the user journey and experience that person wants to experience. So here's just a close-up of the comic strip. So as I say, you really don't need to go into detail about, how the information architecture is going to be, but you really just need to get across the concept. So just to summarize this last slide, so if you've any questions, you can think of them now and ask them to me. But looking at, just to summarize, personas are a synthesis of user research. So what they are is a really documentation, really concise and effective way to communicate internally about who your users are, who you're designing for, what are their goals, what are their behaviours. They're fictional too, so they shouldn't be real. But they're just a fictional tool that helps you visualize who your users are, and they're an effective tool for communication. They should be used throughout the design process, not just at the start as kind of a way to synthesize research, but also to understand what key decisions you need to make in terms of the design are. Once the design's ready, how are you going to bring that to market, how are you going to attract people to the design. They can also be used as a way to evaluate the product that you've designed against what the user will want. So if you don't have the ability to do user research at the end, you can kind of look at your personas or get a usability expert in to look at personas, say, okay, this is the person I want to design for. You know, put yourself in their shoes, and does it match up to what they would want? So I think the important thing is you have personas and you're not using them is really just to make them visible in your organisation, to try and refer to them when you're doing further research, or even when you're making decisions. Make them visible around the office, give them ownership to people. If you feel that they're too based on kind of market research and your kind of segmentation, so that way you might do further research, and depending on your time and your budget, you can ideally do ethnography, but look at doing telephone interviews or an online survey, and just try and capture, okay, is my current personas, do they match how users are today?
We hope you enjoyed our experts' insights. To find out more about upcoming digital marketing topics featured in Knexus Digital, go to www.knexusgroup.com/webinars.